Burden of Proof by Benny the Butcher. Griselda's hitman, Benny the Butcher, is hitting 2020 hard with a new album, Burden of Proof. Straying a bit from the Griselda formula, the album is entirely produced by Hit Boy. Does Hit Boy provide Benny a great base to build on? Here's our honest review of Burden of Proof by Benny the Butcher.
Benny the Butcher, man. Burden of Proof. Griselda in the building.
The Butcher coming.
How you feel about this album artwork, man?
It's cool, man. I wonder why he decided to have his eyes off of it though, but it's cool.
Yeah, I don't really know what that was about. Maybe it's something that we just don't understand. I know one of his other projects actually had the eyes of somebody kind of blacked out, so it just might be a trend of what he likes to do with his album covers. But I think it's a cool pose. I think all of us have taken a picture with our hand on our chin just like that. It's just a regular iconic pose. Yeah, like Ace is doing right now. Yeah, the flow of this project, man, I want to say it's different. I went into it thinking I was going to get a specific sound based off of the fact that it was a Griselda project, but I was absolutely surprised that it was a different vibe. Hit Boy gave it a totally different feel. We got the bars that I was expecting from Benny because he's been killing every feature that he's been on that we've been checking out all year. So yeah, I was greatly surprised by this.
Yeah, man, Hit Boy delivered a very cohesive project production wise, and Benny came to not play around. You know, he came to drop some bars.
Highlights, man. Look, that Burden of Proof came on as soon as I heard that beat. That's what I was just like, oh man, I really hope this production like continues down this lane. Like I just don't want the dark and dreary stuff. And I'm glad to say that I didn't feel like I got that. So Burden of Proof came on. He came out the gate with the bars. I love that beat that Hit Boy put together. I feel like somebody sampled that record before, but this sounded just as incredible. Where Would I Go featuring Rick Ross. Him and Rick Ross had really good chemistry. I'm trying to think. Rick Ross has pretty good chemistry with just about everybody. He's a pretty good chameleon, and for what it's worth, he's a really funny individual. One Night Flight featuring Freddie Gibbs was hilarious. It just made me think of I know there's a song, somebody kind of mentioned that before, like you gonna cry in this Toyota or this Maybach. And it's just a funny scenario because I can see most girls actually really considering that as, you know, that they ain't about to do that. They gonna cry in the Maybach. Timeless featuring Big Sean and Lil Wayne. We got some really great verses from everybody involved on this song. I love what came from this. Thank God I Made It featuring Queen Naja. I really like the vibe that they put together on this record, talking about mothers and everything like that. Great record right there. War Paint featuring Conway the Machine and Westside Guns. This was the perfect amount of Westside Guns, and then Benny and Conway did most of the heavy lifting by absolutely destroying this record bar after bar. And then Legend as well was another one of them songs that I was just like, man, this is dope. And I can't leave out Sly Green because they destroyed that as well.
Yeah, man, he opened this up pretty hard, and you know, going to the second track with Rick Ross, I was just like, yo, he got some fire here. One Way Flight though is a great record just because I love what Benny brought to it, but Freddie Gibbs, man, I don't know what it is about his style when he comes up on like hooks and stuff like that. He just really makes it sound raw. Timeless is crazy. I love what everybody brought. I really enjoy Lil Wayne. I thought he really sounded good. Over the Limit I thought was actually pretty dope. Thank God I Made It was really cool. And Legend I really love.
HBO doesn't do many one season shows, right?
I thought that was dope. And I want to pick back on Famous too, because I think that's something an artist probably could relate to a lot, you know, not really feeling like you famous based off, you know, where you're from and everything like that off. So he has some really interesting concepts on here based off what I know about Griselda and everything else like that. So I thought it was pretty interesting.
Hey man,
yeah, on that Famous, he said a quote.
HBO probably ain't have anything,
really
so
stuck with me.
They normally like to have a couple shows in their pocket, so I can see them wanting to keep this and still have the prequels for Game of Thrones coming.
Like, that's heavy. I love that. Big Sean had a really good quote as well about losses.
I do hope they ended on their terms though, like they have an end point in mind.
Lowlights, man. Look, if I had to pick, I'd say I wasn't a huge fan of the instrumental on New Streets. I thought that one could have been a little bit better from Hit Boy. And then Over the Limit featuring Dom Kennedy. I found it interesting Dom Kennedy's featuring on so many records. Like, I'm curious, did he move to the East Coast? Because he's on everything lately. But yeah, it's not that I didn't like Dom Kennedy, but it was more so the beat and the vibe of the record. But lyrically, those songs are still intact with everything else. And I forgot to mention Traded All My Highlights because I thought that was another amazing record.
Yeah, I feel you on the beat with New Streets. That was the only one I felt that was kind of like, yeah. And the only other thing, man, is personal preference. I talked to you about it earlier. I know you from the streets, man. I know you and did stuff. You don't got to say it every song. I get it. You about that life. But I didn't need to hear it almost every record.
Yeah, man. Final thoughts, man. Look, Benny the Butcher is actually an animal. Butcher coming. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I hear that, I know we about to get some bars. So I usually look forward to it. Shout out to Benny for lyrically destroying this project, man. Putting his foot up these beat asses. And I hope he continues to do that.
Yeah, man, I didn't expect to enjoy this album, but, you know, he brought it with the really raw, grimy kind of feel to it. The production on here was really, really cohesive. I really love how it flowed into each track. And, yeah, Benny made, you know, his mark on this one, man, so I think he killed it.
Final grade, man. Look, this joint, I went for a 40-minute jog the other day, listened to the whole project from front to end while I was jogging. And it helped me get through the jog, no problem. I didn't have to skip a record. That's a good thing. And I think I'll be listening to this thing for a while, man. Shout out to Benny the Butcher. I'm going to give it a check. And he is a lyrical animal. Him and definitely Conway as well.
Yeah, man, I'm going to have to give this a check as well. You know, I think it's just some good, raw hip-hop, you know. Everybody that wants, like, that really rough type of sound with some dope lyrics, dope bars. This is for you, man. Check it out.
Yeah, Benny's from the wrong era. He was supposed to be up here when DMX and Busta Rhymes and all of them was rocking.
Yeah.
That's definitely the era.
I feel that. I feel that.
The Locks, Ja Rule, all of that. He fits perfectly in with all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, Griselda does as a whole, by the way.
I agree.